GitHub has announced the GitHub Copilot SDK, allowing you to bring the power of Copilot CLI into your own applications. Think about things like single or multi-turn execution loops, tool calls, and really bringing the power of agentic workflows into your applications. So take Burke, for example. Burke made an app that allows him to chat with his desktop and rearrange the windows as he likes. Let's look at Cassidy. Cassidy created a cute app to go and help her manage her projects, while Kayla made an app to help her analyze logs and get a summary of anomalies, patterns, and overall a tool to help her go and gain more insight into those. Now, I've been thinking, what could I go and make? What is important to me? And I'm someone who's very passionate about learning, continuing to learn, and also helping others grow as well. So I've built a Next.js app that is intended to run on your machine. It uses a collection of different packages. So it uses the OctaKit library to get some information from your GitHub profile. We could have used tool calls using the Copilot SDK, but I just decided I'd do a few different approaches in the app here. So let's not yap. Let's go and take a look and see the app itself here. So this is Flight School. On the right-hand side, you can see I've been on GitHub for 14 years. I've got about 110 repositories. I try to keep it all nice and clean and lean. And I've got a number of languages I've written in, like TypeScript, JavaScript, Python, etc. And on the left-hand side, you can see that I've got a number of kind of daily focus items. So I've got this challenge here that we'll take a look at in a moment. We've got a goal, a learn tab, and a habits tab here as well. Now, you can see I've got these couple of skills that have been recommended here. So I'm just going to go hit confirm on those. So those have basically been recommended based on my profile, along with all of the information in these tabs. So we've got that challenge, which I've already started. We've got this goal here about adding a unit test for calculating time remaining. I'm going to skip that and maybe generate another one here. And I've got some other pieces here as well. So let's see. This kind of sounds interesting around primary React and design tokens. Maybe I want to explore that one and create a new chat thread on that, for example. Or maybe I want to just have some new daily habits, for example. So maybe I want to create a habit that is something like, I don't know, create a new unit test a day. Unit test a day keeps the bugs away. There we go. And we're going to go and just say, right, we'll go and create one unit test. We'll practice on the weekends too. Maybe we'll do that for 14 days. So there we go. So that last one wasn't really kind of AI driven. It was just another experience I've built into the app. And you can see here that as we kind of scroll through, for example, that learn experience there, we've gone ahead. That's now grayed out. We could go and generate a new topic there if I want. And all of these items in the challenge, the goal, and the learn tab are being generated through the Copilot SDK. So we're passing some of that context in terms of my profile. So in terms of the repositories that I have, some of the things I've been working on recently, as well as some skills. So those skills that we saw earlier, you can see that have been added to my profile. So if I added a few new skills, for example, something like, I don't know, let's say Kubernetes, maybe Go as well, for example. So let's go and add those in. And maybe I'm no longer interested in getting TypeScript recommendations or CSS recommendations as well. So I'm kind of tailoring that to what's important to me right now. I can jump back to my dashboard and maybe we'll go and regenerate a few of these learn topics again. And what we should see in a moment is that they will now be more tailored to that kind of Kubernetes and Go direction. Fingers crossed the demo gods work here. Now, let's jump back to the challenge. And I'm going to jump into this. So what I've built here is effectively a workspace, an editor that I can go and work on some challenges. So you can see we've got the syntax highlighting. That's all kind of using the Monaco editor there. And this is one I've already been working on. So I'm at the point now where I'm thinking, right, maybe I want to go and see how my solution works compared to the scenario that's presented, the problem. So I've got this evaluate button here, and once again, what that is going to do is send across to the Copilot SDK the actual problem itself, so that bit at the top there, as well as the solution that I have created here. So think of it as me just effectively going and sending that off for marking at this point and seeing how well have I done in terms of implementing that. So it might take a moment or so here to for that to come back. And in the meantime, maybe I'm particularly, oh, there we go. We're not quite there. We're about 88% of the way there. Flawless, but an incomplete deliverable. I need to add 3 required assertions to finish. So it sounds like we've maybe needed to add some tests in there as well. But for now, I'm kind of okay with the work that I've done. I want to go and show that on GitHub. So I might go and, create a new repository, something like implement countdown formatter. There we go. That description looks fine. And yeah, let's go make that public. So let's go and export that to GitHub. So it's going to go create that repository, initialize that, prepare the files, create the blobs. And then there we go. We've got the repository there for us. And you can see that README was even generated as well. That wasn't something I had in the workspace, but it was something that the Copilot SDK generated for us. And as we jump in and see that solution, that is the one we just had in the workspace. So really, I've built Flight School to be this environment where, I can kind of further my own learning. So there we go. We've got one on Kubernetes here. We've got a real-time countdown synchronization, and we've got a few different items there. Got a bit of a bug. I would have expected that themable one to disappear. So a few bits I still need to work on here, but hey, that's life as a developer, right? And finally, the last thing here as well is I've got this kind of history, so I can kind of keep tabs on the things that I have done, the things that I still need to do, so I can see all of the ones that I skipped, for example. And my plan in the future is to bring that in as context as well to the recommendations. So I haven't quite got there yet. But, those kind of negative signals of things I've skipped, the positive signals of things I've completed to kind of help me further and kind of keep learning there. So, yeah, that's Flight School. A couple of things. If you liked Flight School, would love you to take a look, to contribute, to maybe star it as well. And of course, there we go. This is really powered by the Copilot SDK, all those recommendations, that kind of evaluation piece there as well. And in fact, one of the other ones I didn't quite show was also when you create a chat conversation, you could go and talk about a specific repo. So for example, maybe I want to talk about my timestamp repo and say, hey, what is timestamp? What it will then go and do is go and use the GitHub MCP server to go and look up what that repository is. So again, that kind of idea of tool calls in there. So there we go. This is Flight School. So hope you liked it. Try out the GitHub Copilot SDK, github.com/github/copilot-SDK. Happy building.